Hello YouTube. Well, we are at the point today where I'm ready to put the cylinder head back on my WD45 engine. So without further ado, we'll get at it. The first thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of mineral spirits onto this rag and give the deck and the cylinder head a little bit of a wipe, just to make sure we've got all the any gunk that happens to be left on there off. I've got this cleaned off as well as I can possibly get it. In a perfect world, I would have taken the block completely apart, taken it to a machine shop and had the deck resurfaced, but I don't inhabit a perfect world. Besides that, with these things, it's a little bit of a pain anyway because of the sleeves. If you have the deck resurfaced on these, you have to have the grooves that the sleeves seat into redone as well, because the sleeves sit, I believe, about 2 to 4 thousandths up above the deck. So anyway, that's it's going together like it is. Now I'm getting ready to put my studs in. As I said in my previous video, the WD45s and older use a 3/8 stud outboard on the deck here. D17s and newer use a larger 7/16 stud. I have a D17 head, so I have drilled and retapped these to 7/16. I'm putting just a little drop of thread locker into it. These studs, I made those. I took some grade 8 fine threaded bolts, cut the head off, cut some new threads onto them, and thus I have some new studs. So we'll get those installed here. Now I've got the 2 studs here where the thermostat housing goes, right here. These things in, and I have chased all the threads already, the head bolts. Now I believe I'm ready for the gasket. It seems like there's always been a couple of, at least been several trains of thought on the proper way to do head gaskets, and I'm not sure which way is actually the proper way, but what I've always done, now my cylinder head has been resurfaced. If my deck had been resurfaced, or if I had a lot of confidence that the deck was also perfect, I would put this on dry. But if I don't put it on dry, I use copper coat, or this is actually Permatex's version of copper coat. And I guess the reason I do it is because 40 some years ago, an old timer mechanic that I knew told me that's what he did. So now I'm the old timer. Oops, sorry about that. Well, you guys missed some really exciting stuff while my battery died there. Well, not really. Anyway, I got the head installed and all the bolts in. Right now I'm going to start torquing it down. These 1/2-inch bolts go to, are supposed to be torqued at 70 pounds, so I'll take them up in a couple of steps. I'll start at 50. Then go to 70. We just start on the inside and work our way out. Now this one on the thermostat housing is a little bit tricky because I cannot get a socket on that. I can get a box end, so this one we just kind of go by estimate on the torque. At least I don't have anything that I can torque this with. All right, I've got the engine primed and painted. I do not have the rocker shaft or push rods or anything installed yet. I just set the valve cover down on there and primed and painted it. It can sit here now just like this until I'm ready to bolt it onto the chassis. And speaking of the chassis, I think tomorrow is going to be the day that I attack it with the wire brushes and get it cleaned up and ready to paint. Today I've reached the point to where this is as far apart as I'm taking this thing. I don't need to take it apart any further. I know that the hand clutch is good, the transmission is good. So one more thing I need to do before I start wire brushing. I've got one bolt that broke off here over this brake cover. I've got a nut welded onto it. I tried to take it off once. I had a nut welded on it once before and it twisted off, so this is cooled down now, so I'm going to go up to the shop and bring my torch down and heat this casting up and see if I can get that broken bolt out of there. I'd really like to get it out so I don't have to drill it, but after I get that done, we attack this thing with the wire brush. Unfortunately, that didn't work. I'm going to have to drill that out. Other thing I accomplished while I was in here, I took my grabber here and cleaned out the mouse nests. Anyone who's worked on one of these things know that the mice find the brake housings on these to be very desirable real estate. Unfortunately, their presence causes everything to rust up in there, but I got this cleaned out, so I guess I'll go ahead and drill this out and get that taken care of before I do anything. Okay, I think we're off to a decent start getting this chassis cleaned up. Yeah, I know it would be easier to sandblast the thing, but I don't have a sandblaster and I'm far too cheap to pay someone else to do it, so here we are. Anyway, this is probably about all I'm going to do today. I'll keep plugging away at this, and who knows? Next time you see this thing, it might even be orange. But anyway, that's it for today. Everyone out there, stay safe, and hope you have a happy and safe holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever your family's tradition is. And we'll see you next time.